We have alternate treatments now. Maybe you don't like berberine, you don't like oregano, you want to do something different. Let's go into methane for this one. I have a list of each one of these. If you go back to full script, you'll see that they're all listed 2A, 2B, 2C. If you wanted to see what each of the regimens are, you can hop over there. If you don't like allicin, there's another supplement called Atrantil that you can do. So if we go down in here, I just got them all listed down here. It looks exactly the same as you can see in terms of like the general setup. It's just different agents. And then if you click on this tab here, it brings you right back to full script. And you can just look and find the regimen that you need. The ones are for hydrogen dominant. The ones starting with 2 are for methane. And then the ones for 3 are hydrogen sulfide, so 3B. Pretty simple to follow. And yeah, nothing else on here. I just got them all listed out. I am going to show you the antibiotics because I have antibiotics in here too under the treatment. Let me just find one really quick. Okay, methane treatment, rifaximin with metronidazole. We're only doing 2 weeks now instead of 4. Important for this is for metronidazole, no alcohol. You will get very nauseous, probably throw up. Not good. Don't do that. Otherwise, as you can see, we're still using Interface Plus. An alternative that I've started using a little bit, there's some research that came out from Dr. Pimentel this year. If we use a sustained version of N-acetylcysteine, it works as a mucolytic as well, helping break down biofilm. So if you are going to be doing that, I haven't found it to be better than the Interface Plus yet, but something you can do if you do have an egg allergy or you don't want to be taking supplements a lot of times throughout the day, you can put the N-acetylcysteine in here in the middle of your treatment and just use it 2 to 3 times a day with your meals, like when you're taking the antibiotics. Dr. Pimentel is actually coming out with a product, at least said he was from a video. It'll probably be sometime this next year. It's going to be like a combo of rifaximin with sustained release and acetylcysteine. And I guess we'll talk about this right now. Showed you the antibiotics. Oh, here's rifaximin with neomycin as well. And yeah, same general protocol. Same thing with antibiotics. So I can't give you technical medical advice. So just keep that in mind. Hopefully my video will not be taken down and it will remain. Elemental diet. This is also a treatment that I'm going to have in all the categories for hydrogen, methane, and hydrogen sulfide. Elemental diet, if you don't know what this is, it comes in a powdered form. Think of it as a meal replacement for 2 weeks. This is essentially nutrients that are broken down into their smallest, simplest forms. Like if you think about a protein, long chain of amino acids, this is just single amino acids. If you think about a carb, like something like pasta, it's a long chain of glucose molecules all strung together in a starch, harder to digest. Whereas this, you don't have to break this down. Essentially, what we're looking for the elemental diet to do is when you're drinking it, it'll enter the small intestine where your food and nutrients get absorbed. And instead of making its way all the way through the small intestine, and then there's some fiber left for your large intestine to break down, everything is meant to be digested and absorbed all in that first few feet or 1 meter of your small intestine. And the idea behind this is if you have a bacterial overgrowth, which for most people, it tends to be more further down at the end of the small intestine, not always the case, but ideally we're starving these bacteria that we really don't want to have access to nutrients this early. We really want them more in the large intestine. So if we're not getting them nutrients because all the nutrients are getting absorbed, we're starving them out and hopefully they're dying. So that is how the elemental diet works. I will say this about the elemental diet. Most people report it's not the easiest diet because biggest thing, you're not allowed to eat additional food while you're going through the diet, which can make it tough. A lot of people report that they don't like the taste. I've tried this. I think they taste actually really good. I also don't really eat sugar or processed foods, so that may be a reason why. And also having the same thing day after day for 2 straight weeks could get old pretty quickly. I have never done this for 2 weeks, so I can certainly see how if you had to do this day after day, it could get really tough. Some other considerations, elemental diet can be expensive. There's links to it on full script. I have an elemental diet protocol. Like if you click this, it'll show up right there. It's probably going to be like $500, maybe even a little bit more as you're going through the elemental diet because you're buying like large tubs of powder. Dr. Seebecker, if you do want to make it yourself a little bit more of a budget option, there is one that's $350-ish if you calculate it all. And I can put a link to that down in the description below as well. If I forget, please comment. I feel like I've claimed I'm going to link a lot of stuff in here, and I just want to make sure that I actually do that. But Any quantity is allowed. So if you want to drink 4 scoops a day, you can do that. If you want to drink 15 scoops a day, you can do that. Most people I've worked with, you're not really going to be eating in a calorie surplus because you're just not going to want to be drinking that much powder. You are allowed to add some MCT oil if you want some extra calories. You can add some very simple amino acid powders if you want to add some amino acids as well. But adding protein powder, typically not a good thing to do. Like whey protein, I probably would recommend against this, even like collagen protein. If you're doing a 2 weeks of the elemental diet, just bear through it, do it the best as possible, and don't second guess if, hey, like maybe I shouldn't have done that, or maybe I should have been a little stricter with it. I'd say just do it as indicated without additional food or supplements, except the ones I just mentioned. No other supplements, medications required during elemental diet treatment. So it is going to include like stuff like sodium, potassium, all like the trace type nutrients. So taking a multivitamin, probably not necessary with it. If you want to use a magnesium supplement or something with it, that is okay. All right, that's the alternative treatments.